Hey guys, today we're taking a look at a figure that I have been looking forward to for quite some time, ever since she was announced. I think I would have preferred a bit more classic approach to this particular character, but I am excited nonetheless to take a look at Domino today. So we're hitting a lot of X-Force style characters, and I'm always happy about that. That is probably my long-standing favorite Marvel team of all time. So we've got Domino here in that standard Marvel Legends box that I am just tired of talking about at this point. We have got some artwork on the side. We have got product shots and a lineup and the Build-A-Figure down at the bottom. So let's pull her out and take a look. Alright, so here is our Domino figure out of the package, and this is a figure that I was kind of on the fence about. I like the character. She's an X-Force member. She's an original X-Force member, so obviously, you know, if you've listened to me at all, you know that that's going to strike a chord with me, but this is not classic Domino. This is a more modern take on the character. I am familiar with this look. It's not too terribly far off from her classic look. The classic look maybe had, you know, more harnesses, because that was always a thing. More harnesses, more pouches, and she usually had shoulder pads, and she had bushier hair. Really, the hair is what kind of throws me off on this version. She's got the shorter hair here, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I'm okay with the look, but I would always prefer the more classic look. So that's about all I'm going to say in terms of what they decided to do here, and we'll talk about the actual figure. So we've got articulation, head can swivel, she can look up, she can look down. It's a female figure, so there's limited arm articulation. We've got swivel and hinge, so normal stuff there, no bicep. We've got a single jointed elbow. We have a horizontal hinge on the left hand and a vertical hinge on the right, which I prefer both of them have vertical since she has a gun. And then we've got rotation at the wrist. She does have a upper diaphragm crunch. It's a double ball peg by the look of it, and she can go back quite a bit. She can go forward quite a bit, but too far you're going to get that gap in the back, and it's a white peg in there, which I think is kind of weird. So she can also rotate there. We've got legs that can go up pretty far. They can kick really high. Nothing much on the back side though. It doesn't go too far back. We've got a thigh cut, double jointed knees, and then we of course have a rocker and a hinge at the ankle. So in terms of, you know, your female Marvel Legends, you kind of get what you expect here. I'm not certainly missing anything, and I think she does have a pretty good range of motion. She's supposed to be slightly more agile type character, so I think they did her right with some of these points of articulation. The only thing that I think is kind of ugly is the diaphragm joint, because you can see that ball peg in there, but at the same time I don't generally look at my figures from the back, but your mileage may vary on that. You do you. Now, as far as sculpt and paint on this figure, I'm going to say what I always say. When it comes to parts reuse on a Marvel Legends figure, I am not your go-to guy. Anybody out there that knows for sure what is or isn't reuse on this character, please let me know, because I was looking at some of my other females and I can't seem to place a lot of this. In particular, her torso, I was expecting it was going to be reuse, and it very well may be, but she has this free-floating belt, but she also has a sculpted-on belt, and none of my female figures have that I can find, at least not yet. So I don't know where that really comes from. Someone let me know. Beyond that, though, she's basically just a standard female figure. She's got some sculpted bracers. We do have the knee pads and the shin guards, which are painted pretty nicely with that silver metallic wash. Nothing too crazy. She's mostly just a black figure, though. Obviously, Domino's big thing in terms of her look is her white and black stark contrast that we've got. So we've got paint on the face, we've got the big circle, well, it's an oval really, on the left eye, and it's very clean on my figure. I'm very happy with how that turned out. She's got the white on the chest. The only place I really have an issue is over here on the neck peg. You can see that the chest and the neck are painted white, but I have got some kind of bleed through from the black underneath, because that's what the chest is cast in, is black. So that's my only real pain point as far as paint goes. I guess I could be paint point, probably not. We've got the harness, which is a free-floating piece here, so you could remove that if you pop the arms off. And then we've got the head, which I think is really nicely sculpted. Again, it's not my classic Domino, but I do like the way she turned out. I think her head looks really good. It's very, very comic accurate to this more modern style, which, all things considered, comic accuracy for me is usually a pretty big thing, and I think she looks very much the part here, and I like the overall aesthetic here, even though it's not my Domino. Alright, now as far as accessories goes, we have got two guns. They're obviously two purple guns, and this is one of the areas of the figure that I am slightly disappointed in. I kind of wish they would have been more normal guns, maybe not so futuristic. These remind me of like guns that the Covenant would use in Halo or something. I'm getting a very video game vibe out of these, specifically the smaller of the two. The design on them isn't really bad. I just don't necessarily think that they fit Domino. Something about him seems a little off, and the purple color against her black and white look is just too stark of a difference for me. I wish they would have just been black, personally. The designs I'm fine with, again, if not a little bit too much on the futuristic side of things. I think she would have been fine with some more standard type guns, kind of along the lines of what Cable came with. But they're not terrible. I just don't think they fit the overall look of the figure, and you know, I might find some different guns to use down the road. So at the end of the day, speaking objectively, looking at her just as a figure, I think she's a pretty solid figure. She's got all the articulation you would expect for this type of figure. She comes with multiple accessories, and she very much looks the part that they are trying to portray with a more modern Domino. Subjectively, I would have much rather had, like I said, a classic Domino. But at the same time, I can appreciate what they did here with this figure. I do have you know, little gripes with those purple guns. I wish they weren't purple. And I have a little bit of paint issue on my neck peg, which ultimately I can probably fix, but it's one of those things that while I can fix it, I don't like that I have to. So beyond that, it's a pretty solid figure. If you like modern Domino, she's a must-have. If you like classic Domino, she's probably still a must-have anyway. And I'm all for filling out the X-Force ranks. So that's going to do it for this look at the Marvel Legends Domino figure from Hasbro. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until next time, guys.